No. I disagree. The thing is that PenFed is a fantastic credit union, and even if you have bad or fair credit, you can still qualify for a higher limit credit card. And in today's conversation, what I want to do, I want to explain to you clearly, I want to elucidate all the things you need to do to qualify for that high limit personal credit card from PenFed. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as blessed and marvelous as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's convo, I want to explain to you how to get approved for a high limit personal credit card from PenFed. Even if you have bad or fair credit, you can still qualify. And one thing I want to first explain to you before we get into the actual step-by-step, you need to have a clear idea about PenFed. A lot of folks hear the name. It has become a household name, but do they really know what PenFed does? So I'm going to really explain to you in a few seconds here. So PenFed, aka the Pentagon Federal Credit Union, is the third largest credit union in the United States. They have assets close to between 25 to 30 billion dollars. That's a lot of moolah right there. A lot of ka-ching. And they actually were they were founded in 1935 and headquartered in McLean, Virginia. And they have expanded in the last few years. And right now they're serving close to 2 million members across all the United States. And they even have, can you believe they even have members in Okinawa, Japan, and Puerto Rico and Guam? That's great. Okay, but the only thing is that PenFed is a credit union, right? So they're not a bank. So they're not a for-profit enterprise. They are a not-for-profit financial cooperative that is created, owned, and operated by whom? Its members, its participants. So basically, income that they make from their services, that income is therefore reinvested into the enterprise to fund projects or services that can ultimately benefit its members. That's great, right? And they offer everything from their services run the whole gamut, really. They offer everything from mortgages, including VA loans, checking and savings accounts, credit cards and loans, personal, auto, and home equity. It also offers CDs, certificates of deposits, retirement savings vehicle, IRAs, for example, and they even have a wealth management arm that provides more customized financial planning services, okay? They also have an affiliated nonprofit foundation that does a lot of great work in this world. That's called the PenFed Foundation, and they offer a host of programs for military families, from emergency financial assistance for unexpected events to their dream makers fund for first-time home buyers. They do a lot of great stuff, And when we talk about benefits, if you are a member of a PenFed, you can benefit from a lot of things. Basically, you have everything from high-yield online savings accounts to discounts from auto repairs, services and rental cars to tax preparation services and floral delivery. I know my mother will love that, floral delivery. That's wonderful. They even have the PenFed Real Estate Rewards program. Okay, so bottom line here is they have a constellation of great programs. Speaking about programs, to actually benefit from those programs, you got to become a member, right? And first of all, to get the high limit credit card that I was talking to you about, the first step is to become a member. And the good thing is that PenFed membership is available to current or prior service members and government employees. I'm talking about DOD, Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and the U.S. Public Health Service, or family members of both groups. Additionally, people who live or work at an eligible location are eligible to join PenFed. Finally, you can become a member by being a member of one of over 50 associations. Those are called the PenFed partners. One thing I want to say very clearly here is that even if you have no military affiliation, either professionally, biologically, or geographically, you can still qualify to become a member. No problem. All you have to do is find one of their foundation. I was talking to you earlier about the PenFed Foundation. You can donate to that foundation, or the Dream Makers, for example. You could donate to those foundations, those affiliated organizations, and voila, you are in. Okay, so don't sweat it. It's very easy. And even if you are not in the military, no problem. The information that you need to join is pretty basic. They require your name, address, date of birth, social security number. Makes sense, right? Telephone number, email, and employment. That's important. They also want to have your, so once you enter all this into the system, you need to actually select your appropriate eligibility channel. And you have to denote whether or not you are a service member, veteran, family member, or a member of an affiliated organization. Don't worry, they're not putting those criteria to sort of discriminate. It's just for internal analysis purposes. They want to know the makeup of their membership, all right? And that makes sense. And remember, and I just want to close here, even if you are not affiliated with the U.S. military, you can still join PenFed. An application can also be submitted by mail or over the phone by calling a toll-free number, 1-800-247-5626. Let me repeat that. The number is 1-800-246-5626. So step number 1, become a member of PenFed. Step number 2, you got to establish a relationship. This is very important. You want to actually start the foundation now, right? You want PenFed to remember you, right? It's very important. So what are you waiting for? You got to start now. So you want to actually start a relationship. What do I mean by that? PenFed has a bevy of products and services. So it is time for you to actually work with them. So when you become a member, you need to have a checking account. But if you really want to have the PenFed, a high limit PenFed credit union personal credit card with a fair or bad credit, you need to have more than a checking account. You got to have at least a checking account, a savings account. And if I were you, I would even put a little bit of cash into a CD, into a certificate of deposit. Now, those are what we call here on this show assets accounts. That way, you're not having liability accounts with them, because remember, you're trying to get a credit card from them, right? And a credit card is what? A liability account. But here, what you want to have is you want to have an assets account so that you can counterbalance the negative effect of your bad or fair credit. So you want to have a checking, savings, a CD, or you might even have an IRA. So let me just work through all the options you have with PenFed. PenFed offers checking, so you can have what they call the Access America checking. They have savings accounts. So you have the premium online savings, the regular savings accounts, and the money market accounts, money market savings account. And then you have the certificates, the money market certificate. And then they have the Coverdell education certificate. Now, please don't cringe when you see the APYs that they're giving you. The annual percentage yields, you're going to cry, but it's like 0.000, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know, but it's like 0.7% or 0.5%. But the rates are so low, but don't blame PenFed though. You want to blame the Fed, but that's another subject. I know they both have Fed in their name, PenFed and Federal Reserve, Fed, whatever. But don't cringe. You just want to put the cash there for quote unquote safety purposes, right? You're trying to build a relationship with PenFed, okay? You can also go with their IRAs. IRA stands for what? Individual retirement accounts. So they have the IRA certificates, the IRA Premier, or the IRA savings account. That's a great tool for retirement planning. So you might want to think about that. They also offer credit cards, of course, auto loans. They have mortgage and home equity and regular loans. So they also have personal loans and student loans. So you need to see which option is good for you, but I would recommend to go with an asset account first before getting the high limit personal credit card. Let me talk to you about step number 3. You need to know the different PenFed cards, the different cards that PenFed has. Again, folks, we are talking about how to apply for a PenFed credit union personal credit card, right? Even if you have bad or fair credit. So PenFed right now has 4 main, I would say, credit cards, okay? And one thing you need to understand here is that It really depends on what you're looking for, but I'm going to walk you through. First of all, we have the Platinum Rewards Visa Signature Card. And that card is great because you have 5x points on gas paid at the pump and EV charging stations. You have 3x points at the supermarkets, restaurants, and TV, radio, cable, streaming services. 1x points on all other purchases. And so in total, you have you can earn 15,000 bonus points when you spend $1,500 in the first 90 days. The annual fee, there's no annual fee. The purchase APR, 13.49 to 17.99%. And the recommended credit here is good to excellent. But PenFed credit card underwriters are authorized to approve a FICO as low as 570, assuming the borrower has an otherwise strong application and stable financial situation. The next card that we have is the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature Card. Here you have a 50,000 bonus points when you spend 3,000 in the first 90 days, right? So you have 4x points on all travel categories for PenFed Honors Advantage members. You have 3x points on all travel categories. You have 1.5x points on all other purchases. The annual fee here is $95, and this is actually waived for existing Honors Advantage members. And the recommended credit here, again, is good to excellent, but PenFed credit card underwriters are authorized to approve a FICO as low as 600, okay, assuming the borrower has an otherwise strong application and stable financial situation. Everything I'm telling you, when you apply through a branch, not online, if you apply through a branch, you'll get all that info. If you are able to solidify your credit card application, you would see that they do have some flexibility in how low they can go in terms of FICO. The third credit card I want to acquaint you with is the Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature Card. She is so beautiful. This card is beautiful, right? Look at the blue. That's just wonderful blue, navy blue, right? So on this card, you have 2% cash back on all purchases. For PenFed Honors Advantage members, 1.5 cash back on all purchases. You have $100 bonus statement credit when you spend $1,500 in the first 90 days. Again, here, the recommended credit is good to excellent, but PenFed can go as low as 550, assuming that you, the applicant, has an otherwise strong application and stable financial situation. The fourth card is the Gold Visa card. Here you have low APR on purchases. You have 100 bonus statement credit when you spend $1,500 in the first 90 days. Again, the process is analogous. They want you to have good to excellent credit, but the PenFed credit card underwriters, they are authorized to approve a FICO as low as 535, assuming, of course, that the borrower has an otherwise strong application and stable financial situation. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are also having a convo about how to apply for PenFed Credit Union personal credit card with a high limit, even if you have bad or fair credit. The step number 4, you need to check your credit score. This is so quintessential. A lot of folks make that mistake. They forget about it. One thing for sure, that you are getting a hard pull anyway. If you decide to go with PenFed, they are going to check your credit. So you might as well just check it beforehand, right? And the cool thing here is you don't have to pay for it. You will thank me later. I know. But you don't have to pay for it. There is a website called annualcreditreport.com. And Congress has mandated that every citizen have the opportunity to get his or her free credit report once a year. So you go to that website, annualcreditreport.com, or you can even call toll-free 1-877-322-8228. And when you call that number, you can get your free credit report from all the 3 major credit bureaus. So I'm talking about TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. All right. Now, it's important because, God forbid, let's say you have a mistake on your credit report. Let's say instead of 670, your score is right now at 570. That's a lot of weight that your score is losing. I mean, I wish I could lose that much weight in real life. But seriously, It's important to catch mistakes right away and dispute them. If you have derogatory items on your credit on your FICO report, you want to tackle it ASAP. And this is why you want to check your credit report before actually applying for a PenFed Credit Union personal credit card. And remember that a credit score means that a credit score is really the result of 5 important factors, right? So the quintet is made up of your payment history, 35%, the amount owed, 30%, the length of credit history, 15%, how many types of credit you have in use right now, 10%, and account inquiries, 10%. This is why a hard pull is so devastating, because of the fifth element, the account inquiries, 10%. So every time you have an inquiry, you have a hard pull, your credit score is just losing weight like crazy, And this is why you want to know things in advance so that you don't end up applying for multiple credit cards that you might not qualify for in the first place. Again, this is why, and I'm going to talk about it this later on, you need to contact a PenFed loan or credit card rep to have more information. I want to talk to you now about step number 5. So folks, we are still having a convo about how to apply for a PenFed Credit Union personal credit card. And we're trying to apply for a high limit, even with fair or poor credit, okay? What you want to do on step number 5 is you want to be strategic here. That's strategic. Let's just say you want to be tactical. In other words, what if you do not get approved? What if you get rejected? What if your application is denied? So you got to have plan B. So I'm giving you the plan B. The plan B is you want to explore PenFed personal loan, because PenFed does have a personal loan. They actually have a constellation of other credit pro product and services, and their personal loan is kind of cool too. So with the personal loan, you can actually do a lot of stuff. You can actually take care of debt consolidation, home improvement, transportation, medical and dental, and life and events. Okay, the APR is very low. It's dirt cheap, as low as a 5.99%. You might not qualify for that low APR, but that's okay. You might probably get like 10% or 11%. That's still good if you have poor or bad or fair credit. And the terms are up to 60 months. Loans are up to $50,000. This is pretty good. No early payoff penalty, no origination fee, no hidden fees. All right. So this is kind of cool. And we love the fact that you can actually, this loan is good because you can get approved real fast. Of course, you got to be a member though, right? I just want to make sure that you understand that. And you can actually pay off your loan early. There are no penalties for paying off your loan early. This is pretty good, right? And you don't have to submit any collateral. There's no personal guarantee because this loan is unsecured. This is why I just want you to start thinking, like this credit card is kind of cool. The credit card we are talking about today is really good. Don't get me wrong. But you gotta have a plan B, right? I mean, what if things don't pan out? What if things don't work out the way you expected them? At least you have a plan B to say, you know what? If I don't get approved, I'm going to apply for the loan. That way I have cash anyway coming. And the cool thing here is that you don't even need to have a co-signer or a co-borrower, okay? But if you are lucky to have one with a strong credit score, go ahead and do it. PenFed is not going to disqualify you for that. They're not going to penalize you for adding, quote unquote, a positive criterion on your plate as you are applying for the credit card. So that's pretty good. The next thing you want to do is, see, one thing, all the 5 steps you have been doing so far, those are what I call internal. In other words, those are things that you were doing yourself. Now you have to do something external. You got to contact a PenFed loan rep and apply. It can be a PenFed credit card underwriter or a PenFed loan rep. Doesn't matter. If you give them a call, they will just hook you up with the right person. They will actually direct you to the right person, and that's all you need. And the thing, Carrie, all you have to do is just go to contact us and you'll have all the information. It is very important to have that. Why? Because a PenFed loan rep or PenFed credit card rep will explain to you the ins and outs of the credit card you are trying to apply for. Remember, I was telling you that we are trying to avoid now and forever a hard pull due to ignorance, a hard pull owing to ignorance. And because if you don't know, you probably will end up like with 4 or 5 or 10 hard inquiries, and so goes your your FICO, right? Your FICO is going to lose weight as fast as possible. So you don't want that. So you want to talk to the loan officer. You want to explain whether you can qualify for one of the 4 cards that I spoke to you about, right? Because you have the Platinum Rewards Visa Signature Card, the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature Card, the Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature Card, and the Gold Visa Card, all right? And the rep will be able to tell you based on your situation what you can qualify for, and that's what you want. Again, even if you have bad or fair credit, you can still qualify as long as you have a strong credit card application and you have a sturdy financial situation. By that I mean you have a bank account that is fully fed, you have a savings account that is still okay, you have a CD that is not skinny. You need to have checking accounts that are not skinny. They in other words, there is some ka-ching in the account. All right. And one thing you need to do also when you speak with the PenFed rep, you want to ask more information about things like the APR, the how fast the application is reviewed, the kind of documentation that they require. You really want to get the in and out. And this is good. This is what an insider is for. This is why I keep telling you, do not apply online, or you want to apply at a branch or at least over the phone. Now, if they tell you to apply online, then you have no choice. But don't start yourself by applying online. And I also want to talk to you about applying. So as you can see on the screen right now, we are trying to apply for the PenFed Platinum Rewards Card. Obviously, I've told you to not apply online, but I had to do this so you have an idea of the kind of information they ask when you apply, right? So whether you apply electronically or you have a paper application, you still have the same information. So on the first slide here, they will ask for your name, date of birth, social security number, and phone number. And all this is just to identify you. They want to know your residence address. This is your residential address. They want to have some information about your employment, so employment details, your military status, your employment status, your employer name. And they want to have some idea about your income information, right? Whatever revenue you are generating every month. And whether you wanted to have some authorized users with the card. And then they want you to review and certify some disclosures and agreements. That's the first slides. That's the second slides. That's the third slide. That's the fourth slide. So you just have to read through all those disclosures and agreements. Make sure that you are clear with your responsibilities and the rights. And then you click submit. And then the system will actually process your information. So you'll see what you have right now on the screen, process information. And then you'll get a decision. In our case, we got a rejection letter for 2 reasons. And we did it intentionally. Number one, we wanted to show you what a rejection letter will look like. So you can see it on the screen. This is how it looks like if you get rejected. And the second reason why we did it is because this video is purely educational. We're not going to risk our team members' credit scores just for educational purposes. So we put intentionally fictitious data. Okay, so normally if you do things right, you would see a list of credit card options. So when you click on the one you like, you will see all the terms and conditions. And once you agree to signing the promissory note or the credit card agreement, you would get a hard pull. Okay, but if you ever get rejected, please don't forget you have other options. You can have a co-borrower, you can have a co-signer. Okay, but remember that no matter what happened, it's always better to go to a branch to apply. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you about how to apply for a PenFed personal credit card and how to get approved for a huge limit with bad or fair credit. So I gave you a glance of PenFed, and I told you have to become a member. You need to establish a relationship. You need to get to know PenFed cards, credit cards, right? You need to check your credit score, very important. You need to explore a PenFed personal loan, and you need to contact a PenFed loan rep and apply. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.